All right. All good now. Much better.
You are my September. That's gonna be in the show somewhere. Anyway, y'all. Was this our first September episode?
No, because we started in September 2 years ago.
No.
Oh, you mean this season?
Well, this is going in the front of the show now. This is going in the front of the show.
Leslie.
This is going right in the front of the show now. That's great. Awesome. Awesome.
That's so slow.
Awesome.
We all
Here
have Leslie.
Oh gosh. Anywho, hey.
C-U-L-T-U. Guys, and what's going on? Welcome back, welcome back, and welcome to Culture 101 podcast, where we push the culture forward and have a what? A damn good time doing it. A damn good time. That's right. Was that alto enough for you, Sean? Did it feel alto?
You did such alto? A great job this time.
It was given.
I appreciate that. My name is Trish, y'all. I'm up in New York. I'm in Harlem, by the way, you know, and it's hot here. It's 96 degrees. Like you'd have thought we would move down to Texas, which is a great segue because that's exactly where we're going next. We're going to send it right over to Texas. What's going on?
Hey y'all, it's your girl Les. Still hot down here. Nothing has changed. I'm hoping the month of September will eventually bring some cooler days and some rain, but until then.
Wait. Is this our first show in the month of September?
Do you?
It is.
Hey. That's exactly what I was thinking.
It is.
All the September songs. Happy September, yo.
Happy
post Labor Day, as a matter of fact.
That part.
Labor Day was great for me. How did y'all enjoy y'all Labor Day weekend?
Sean, is you gonna tell the people who you are? You gonna tell them who you are over in Maryland?
Hey, it's Shauna. I mean, you've been here before. Thank you guys for listening. It's Shauna. I know you.
Well, since you have the mic, go ahead and tell us about your Labor Day weekend since it was amazing. I'm intrigued.
My weekend was amazing.
Okay.
Took an impromptu trip to the NYC, the Big Apple. I saw Tristan this weekend for the first. Because, you know, when I come to People's City, I let them know. But
I gotta let you know when I come to your city. It's fine.
What all did you do?
So we went to this infused bakery, one of which called Treehouse Cafe. I guess it's not far from where Tristan lives, so I guess it's in Harlem.
I don't think I knew y'all went to an infused bakery.
Yes, we went to an infused
probably would have met y'all there.
I probably would have met y'all there. You're right.
Our first stop was an infused bakery. The food was really good. I don't know what we had, but it was delicious. I know I had a tea, and we also had some pastry that was great. I don't know. It had blueberries in it. It was amazing.
We love blueberries.
Yeah, it was Black owned. Yes, Black owned. It is a gay couple. They are so cute. Then we followed up with going to Stone Pizza, you know, so that's restaurant.
How was it?
It was okay. It was good. It was interesting.
She said, let me translate that for Generation Z. I'm gonna translate that for Generation Z. It was mid. It was very mid. It was mid.
It was giving mid.
So wait, why was it just mid?
Well, one, when you walk in, it's dark as hell in there. It just reminds me of like being in a trap house, like being in a hood person house back in the day, like when you in college, coming over there to go smoke and chill. Like that's what the vibe gave me. I mean, which used to be cool.
Were they going for it?
If that's what they're going for, then that's great. I'm sure that's what they're going for. That's great. But the vibe wasn't 100% what I was looking for. Just mainly because the atmosphere in there. But it was cool. The food was good. I was fucking up these garlic knots that they had.
I love garlic
all you can eat infused, but it's a prefix menu. So
okay.
Yeah, you have your salad and your garlic knots to start off with, and you got pizza and chicken wings as your entree, and then the dessert was a cannoli and some ice cream.
We love a cannoli. Shout out to New York.
That was my first time having a cannoli, so I was very like,
They're
I
okay.
don't know how I felt about it because it was
Yeah.
infused. I ate more of it, but it was still a cannoli nonetheless.
I don't think I realized and gathered that stoned actually meant exactly that. Like, I don't think I gathered that until
Even
you're
when we
telling me
were
just
telling
now.
you how our
When she was
experience
asking
went.
you about it and
Because when
stuff.
she was talking about it, she was just talking about it like she was a foodie or a reviewer of food. So she was just like, yeah, the food was just, it was just mid at best.
No, I
And
feel
you
like
know, cause they get, no, she and Tifa, they were both talking about the restaurant at length, but they just never once was like, yeah, it was infused. I didn't hear
but I
that
thought
word.
when she initially asked you
Yeah.
about it some weeks prior, she said like stone pizza is infused. I could have sworn she like mentioned that. Maybe you just
I'm
didn't hear
pretty
that
sure
part.
I did, but maybe it just didn't still
Did
click
not hear
in,
that
and
at
that's where
all.
I was
Yeah.
going. Yeah. But my weekend got even better because after we left Stoned, we stayed the night and we met up with Tristan, had a good time.
Nice.
Go smoke in the park. That was lovely.
Oh, cute.
He had us like do a workout first. Like we had to walk about 3 miles, run up some
3 miles.
stairs,
3
climb
Wait,
miles.
what?
so much just to go get to these benches, but it was nice. Tristan, don't say it wasn't. It was a long little walk. We walked for like 20 minutes before we got to our destination.
Y'all walked for
He made
5
y'all earn
minutes.
it.
No, y'all walked for
Ooh,
5 minutes down some stairs. That's
5
what this is
minutes in New
about.
York minutes is
It was some
like
stairs.
20 minutes in normal minutes.
No, it
Don't
was
that sound
down.
like a long walk, Leslie?
Let's take a long walk around the park. That's what it's giving.
Y'all act like y'all don't have legs. Like y'all
No,
legs just don't
it
work.
was a great time. And then we took our trip. We continued our trip by going to Delaware, and we stayed at the beach.
Oh,
We were
cute.
night there. We were supposed
They
to stay
too
for
good for
one.
New York
We ended up
beaches.
staying the nights twice. I stayed twice. Staying for 2 nights, and that was really good. I just got back probably less than an hour ago.
Oh,
And
wow.
so I'm still settling in. It was a really good time. Yeah,
Nice. You sound like you had a great weekend.
it was, and this time I remember what happened. So that's great.
That's good. That's really good.
Every
I'm
time
glad
I'm
you
like, I
enjoyed
don't
it.
know what I did this past weekend. Oh,
That's that old age setting in, child.
at old age. Mm-hmm.
I
That
rebuke
Leslie,
sounds
it.
what you did this
amazing though.
weekend?
So I went up to Dallas Fort Worth, I should say. So I went and saw the kiddos, hung with my sister and brother-in-law. When I first got there, they was watching the Colorado and TCU game. Shout out to Coach Prime. They won. And then I went out that evening. I went to like this spot that I had never been before in Las Colinas, which is kind of like a outskirts kind of city of Dallas or whatever, called the Green Gator. So shout out to them. It was just a cool like little bar spot, but the DJ, and I did not get the DJ's name, I should have, but this DJ was like on point. Cause you know how like sometimes DJs don't know how to transition well or like mix well, or like they'll play the entirety of the song. You just need to hear like a little bit and move on to the next one. He
Mm-hmm.
was on it, like every song just, and he was taking me back with some of the song choices. And then like my friend knows that I like Pretty Ricky, so he went and requested Pretty Ricky. He played 3 of the Pretty Ricky songs. I was hyped for that, so it was just a good time. And then Sunday I met up with my LB, who I haven't seen in like well over a year. So we were able to go to Haywire, this restaurant. It's like a Texas style restaurant in Texas, which is so funny.
Texas style
But
restaurant.
yes, food was delicious. Brunch was amazing. And then we went to another Dominican spot called Miriam's. She actually met the owner Miriam before and stuff like that. So both are really, really nice. And I just hung out a little after that. And yeah, that's pretty much my weekend in Dallas and Fort Worth. I was gonna extend it and go to Austin when I came back, but I decided like you've done enough. Like let's come home and like chill and get some stuff done. But I came back to no Wi-Fi. So that was fun.
Yeah, you probably should have just went to Austin.
Probably should have just went to Austin. But you know, we don't realize how we take the simple things that we have every day for granted. Like not having Wi-Fi these last few days has been like a headache trying to get anything done. Trying to even do something as simple as like watch one of my shows on streaming service. Like you just really can't do the things that you're used to like doing so easily and so readily. So I'm grateful for getting that fixed literally like less than an hour ago. The guy just left. He was real cool. Shout out to Kiwan. He came and fixed the Wi-Fi.
We love you, Kiwan, doing the Lord's work. I hope you and the St. Lunatics are doing okay.
He was real cool. He's like, yeah, if you ever have trouble again, just call my line directly. That number that I called you from, that's my my number. Just hit me.
Is Nelly gonna pick up, or anybody, Ali or somebody, or?
Hope so. Where's Shanti at? But no, so weekend was great overall. Had fun. Wi-Fi is fixed, so all is right with the world again, and I am Gucci.
Oh, that's good.
I'm here for it. I will say that my weekend was uneventful, and it was not uneventful. It was pretty eventful.
Doing something. Look,
it was pretty eventful.
Downplay it.
No, I wasn't trying to say uneventful. I misspoke. What I'm trying to say is that it was eventful, but then at the same time, it was chill. That's what I was trying to get at. I was trying to
chill.
I was trying to juxtapose those two things. Give me a second. I'm going to tell you.
I said Gemini twins and you.
So look, what happened is that my lady, one of her friends, well, two of her friends, I guess, they got married. So there was a wedding weekend. So then there were wedding activities. You just wait a minute. I misspoke about uneventful. I meant eventful yet chill. Eventful yet chill. Okay, think about warm water, a cold front, meaning a warm front, a storm, whatever you want to fucking call it. Sure. It's a mix.
Hurricane.
Look, a little bit, yeah, but like a peaceful one. Like it was just some hard rain. Look, so what I'm saying is this. So there was a wedding, right? So the wedding events really started kind of like Thursday, Friday. So there were like a lot of those things going on. It was fine. It was just a lot. But it's okay because she wasn't in the wedding or anything. So then one of her friends came to town. They crashed here. And then on Friday, there was like this welcome thing or whatever. And I was like, I don't know about all of that. I don't know that I need to go to that. So then what did I do Friday? Did I end up going skating or something? Or Sean, when did you get here? Were you on Sunday?
I didn't get there till Sunday.
Okay, yeah. So then Friday I went skating. That's where I went. I went down to Pier 76 and I went and skated late night. It closes at like 2 a.m. So I was there till like 1 a.m. skating. I met some people. We're friends now. You know, now we have like a little skate situation. It was great. Shout out to Kara and her man. Damn, it was his birthday too. But shout out to him. He turned 39. Shout out to you, bro. So then
you ain't never met a stranger. You just make friends everywhere you go. I love that about you.
I mean, I was there. I was skating. They were skating. Why not skate together? Two of them were practicing hockey. She was free skating. I taught her a few moves. She taught me some moves. It was a good time.
Sounds good.
And so then Saturday was the wedding. It was honestly, it was quite a nice affair. We looked great. Taylor's dress looked great. It was fantastic. The theme was like fun or like maybe fun something formal, whatever it was. But it was like they wanted like fun type formal. So her dress was like a flower dress. I may have to put a picture in here or something so you can see it. But yeah, it was nice. We went to the wedding. It was good. The wedding, honestly, itself was one of the better weddings I've been to. I liked the venue they picked. It was an outdoor venue, and it really wasn't that hot. Though that day was crazy because there was like techno playing by the wedding, so we could hear the techno during the whole ceremony because there was like a concert happening, like a festival that was happening on Randall's Island. And so like there were little offshoots of it kind of going all day. So like we passed them on the way there. That was just interesting in general. But yeah, the speeches were great. The guy who did who presided over the wedding, when I run for office, he needs to write my speeches. The dude was very good. He was very fucking good. Their vows were great. All the like this is one of the few weddings I've been to where every speech was good. Like I can't tell you somebody's speech was bad. Like so, shout out to everybody. Shout out to Dylan and Morgan. May you guys really enjoy your first steps into forever. It was nice. And so then
congratulations.
Right. And so then Sunday, that's when Sean came there and Tifa came and Rocco was there. And I sat with Rocco for a little while they went to go and get the stoned infused pizza that I'm now learning about. So that's interesting. And then after that we got, so now let me tell y'all exactly what happened. So I was going to have us walk more. Now, if Sean had really let me have us walk, we'd have walked about 5 miles. But we didn't do that. So they drove. We drove over to the riverside. We drove over there, right? We parked. We got good parking. We were blessed with all the parking spots that day. And then we walked. So now to get to the riverside, it's 3 levels of steps. So you got to go down 1 level of steps, another level of steps. You cross a bridge, and then there's another level of steps. But that's just normal New York shit. It's like getting on the train or anything else. Like it's not. It's only about 5 minutes.
Is not a normal 5 minutes. So it might have been a New York 5-minute walk, but it wasn't a normal 5-minute walk.
You know, you've heard the expression a New York minute. Like there's a reason that's an expression.
Yeah, but that's for
Yeah.
moving quickly. They were moving. When you act like they were running up and down the steps, everybody
It's
was moving
it's
like
slow.
we
It
running
took
it's
our
from
it's,
time.
one
it's
time
giving
to
Rocky.
point.
There was a dog with us and everything. It was a casual walk down those steps. Now we went to the riverside. We had a nice time. We actually snuck the dog in the park. That was fine. And there were more steps. Now that was a tough one. There were like 6 flights of steps. I know that was rough. And so
Oh,
shout out to y'all. Y'all were troopers for that
y'all
because I
worked off
wasn't
that
sure.
stone pizza. That's what y'all did.
Y'all were troopers for
Right.
that. Now the walk back. This is my fault. So I'll just tell people this. So if we had just left through the park, right? Just left through the park, we'd have been good because we'd have been on the street level. So it would have just been longer, but we'd have been the street level. I just didn't think about it until we got down the steps already. So we weren't going to go back up the steps. And I was like, well, and I just didn't even want to say anything because I knew we had to go back up the other steps, and I knew they were going to be a bitch. But they handled that shit. They were champs. They came in there like fucking Rocky. It really was on the way back. They really did that. They mastered the step one by one. At the end, I was afraid Tifa was gonna pass out. She said, "No, I'm good. I don't even need no water." I was like, "God damn, girl, you
Okay.
a thug." Okay.
Okay.
So shout out to them for hanging with me. And then afterward, we went to one of my favorite Magnolias. And we got some
Oh
goodies from
yes,
there.
yes. That bread banana pudding was so good.
How was the pie? How's the banana cream pie? I have never had that.
Banana cream pie was giving mid. It was giving mid.
That makes sense. That's not their normal thing.
The pudding, I can see why that's their bread and butter.
Cupcakes and pudding, man. That's what everybody knows them for. Either way, it was great. And then yesterday we saw the Yankees play, so that was nice. And the Yankees won the game. Yes, they did.
Nice.
Yes, they did. Shout out to them. Won 5-1, I do believe.
Okay. Shout out to them.
So shout out to the Yankees. But that was the weekend.
That's a lot of home runs. Not home runs. That's a lot of points. 5?
Oh yeah, man. It was crazy. And actually we saw Giancarlo Stanton hit his career 400th home run. He hit it that game. It was wild. Hit that, crowd went crazy. And it was like half capacity. So, and then, he came out and said hey to everybody after he did it. But yeah, man, it was a good game. And we had some decent seats too. We didn't have the Dream Chaser seats, but we were pretty close. So it was nice. But so that is the culmination of all the events of my weekend. But like I said, see, it was a lot, but it was chill. You see what I'm saying?
What was it chill?
It was chill. We went to the riverside. That was chill. The baseball game was chill. And then we did something on Monday too. I don't remember what it was, but we did something.
You was a busybody. Wasn't nothing chill about this
weekend.
You
went to the beach, didn't you?
No. I couldn't get to the beach because I ended up having to wait too long with the dog because it took us too long. So then I ended up just going to a park and I laid out. That's what I did. I went to the park, I laid out, and I got some sun. And I took the dog with me there.
That's the only chill thing you did.
That was not the only chill thing we did, but that's okay. But you know what? Speaking of chilling things, right? The streets are looking to hear these chilling things, but they don't want to hear them from just anybody. They want to hear them from somebody who's going to take the care and understand what the streets need. Do you understand what I'm saying, y'all? We have a lady here that has that care, that has that know-how. And you know what she's about to do? She's about to give you the bulletin board. Let's do it. Take it away.
All right. I just want to say shout out to the Reed. I got their t-shirt on today, and I just want to shout them out. They inspired me to get into podcasting, and we're trying to have them on one day. So no, we love the Reed.
Oh, shout out to the Reed. Shout out to them. I fuck with them. They're dope. They're dope. We all love them. They're like the OG of all this shit.
Yeah, 10 years in. All right. So, in I'll Whip Your Head, Boy news. Y'all remember that song?
No,
I didn't get a reaction.
No one knows that song. No one knows the song.
I just tried to say I whip my head back and forth. I didn't
right. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking Willow. I was like, yeah I remember that one. Shout out to Soulja
Boy. My scalp, but that's not what you were talking about.
Not whip your scalp. No, ma'am. I'll Whip Your Head was off of I believe it was a Get Rich or Die Trying soundtrack, but it's a 50 Cent song throwback.
I played the video game, but I didn't watch that movie.
You never seen the movie?
Why? For what purpose?
I never seen it.
I like Joy Bryant. Oh, well, anyway.
She's in a lot of other stuff, you know that, right?
And I watched majority of what she's in. I just like her. She did a good job. Anyway, so I used that title because I thought it was fitting. Because while 50 Cent, or Curtis Jackson, as you know him, was performing last Wednesday at the Crypto.com arena, he can be seen in a now viral video tossing a non-functioning microphone off the stage. So the first time he did it, you can see him. He's like standing right over the stage and just kind of like tosses it, and it kind of looks like, you know, maybe, I don't know, production was down there, whatever. He just kind of just throws it off the stage or whatever. Shortly after that, someone hands him another microphone, which was also not working. So I don't know what was going on with the sound, with production. I don't know what was
Somebody
happening.
got fired.
A
Somebody
lot
got
of people
fired that
probably
day.
got fired, honestly. But this time, the video shows him launching the second mic. So first one, he just kind of like tosses like that with some force, like he was irritated. But the second one, he like chunks like a baseball or something, like real hard, pelts it or whatever. And so it's around the same area that he threw the first one off, but it's with greater force. And it's at the same time that like all the like pyrotechnics are going, all the fire. So it's like a real big, like, you know, moment. So the second time he threw that mic, it actually hit a woman in the forehead. And she was actually identified as a radio host for LA Power 106. Her name is Brianna.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
He hit the right one that day, or the wrong one, depending on how you look at it. But her name is Brianna, and I think it's Monaghan is how you pronounce the last name. I apologize if I mispronounced it. And you know, TMZ, always the first to report, they obtained actual pictures of the incident where she's holding like a white cloth to her forehead, and she lifts it up, and you can see like this big old bloody gash, and like there's blood, you know, all over her face and neck and stuff. And she's getting put into, you know, an ambulance on a stretcher or whatever, of course, going to get checked out because it's a huge
Gave her a
gas.
concussion?
So that's the thing. They weren't sure, but she said she wanted to go get her head checked out, make sure everything was
Of course she
okay.
did.
There wasn't
Of course
an
she did. I know
internal
she
bleeding.
did. I know she did.
Okay. So right now, 50 Cent's attorney, Scott Lehman, denied claims that his client intended. He denies claims that his client intended to strike a fan and said anyone saying something different doesn't have all the facts and is misinformed.
Like, but how? Okay, I'm sorry. Can I just ask a
I'm,
quick
I'm
question?
almost done.
Okay, go ahead. Do your thing.
Last thing I'll say is the LA Police Department, a specific officer named Drake Madison told USA Today he cannot locate a call or response that a report was being filed just yet. They did reach out to the radio host for comment, but haven't heard back yet. But I'm sure she's like getting her lawyer together, getting everything right and ready, all the pictures and everything. Because baby, 50 Cent gonna owe me some money if I'm Brianna. Like, and he gonna put me in a power show. Like, we're gonna do all the negotiations right here because I'm gonna get my coins for this. What are y'all thoughts?
I just want to know, like, on what planet did he intentionally? Like, how would he know you were there? Isn't it dark? Like, how he know you were there? He was like, "I'm gonna hit this picture for you." Like,
well, of course he didn't intentionally hit her,
but
but he has to know the fact that you're throwing an object into the crowd. There's a high likely chance that it's going to hit someone. That's. I mean,
I thought he would be aiming at the sound people because, like, now from any show that I've ever been in, yes, it is, and I'm gonna tell you why. From any show that I've ever been in, on stage, anything ever hosted, that's why we have sound checks. There are sound checks, numerous sound checks before this ever gets started. And these people are paid well, you know, wellish, to get this stuff together. And so you literally did this in the middle of the show because now you're fucking up the magic. Because there's a whole thing that happens in the middle of a show, we're singing, and then, like, imagine if he was in the middle of Wanksta or something like that, you in it, and then the shit just goes silent. Like in the best part of your favorite song. You hype, and then you're like, what the fuck's going on? Honestly, you deserve to have a microphone thrown at you. That's just how I feel. That's just how I feel about that.
And like the first mic, he was standing at the edge of the stage and just threw it down. So that looked like if there was like someone down there, maybe a production person, like, okay, good. He like not good, but okay, I can see he threw it down, maybe at production or whatever out of frustration.
That these people needed to be hit.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not saying anyone deserved to be hit. What I'm saying is, if you look at the video, the first mic he threw down, you could see it was probably like aimed at someone right around the stage, which would be probably someone working. You know what I'm saying? But the second one, he launched it into the audience. So what I'm saying is, either one, he could have injured someone. But with the force that he threw that second one with, like, you're going to hit someone in the audience. It's going to be someone random or whatever, someone who doesn't work with production at all or whatever. I'm not saying anyone deserves to get hit, but it's like if you're doing that, you know, there's a likely chance that you'll get sued. Like, it just goes with the territory.
You're doing it at so that production.
Nobody deserves to get.
I get that. I get that. And that's real. And that's
Fired
fine.
maybe. My head.
And that's fine. But before we ever get to that point, you know what? I'm gonna need you to understand how upset I am at y'all's performance today. Because the thing is that you're only as strong as your weakest link, and today y'all were a really weak link. That's all I can
But
say.
look at Beyonce, for example. There's been several videos that I've seen going viral and stuff where some of her production team has messed up. You know, they were supposed to like move like the object that she was on, or like her fan wasn't turned on, different things like that. She'll give a look. She may like do a gesture or something like that, but she never like visibly reacts or like takes it out on anybody while she's performing. She continue the show. But you know, behind the scenes, people get fired. Like, cause you know, you mess up her production, you out the door. You know what I'm saying?
But the difference is though, there's a difference to this though. I don't know how he is in rehearsal and everything, but everybody says 50 Cent's pretty chill to work with whenever you're performing and stuff like this. So I feel like that's what now I'm not now look, I don't know about his business deals, I don't know what's going on off the stage, but that's the word on the street. Okay. So then I feel like now you may incur wrath a different way. Because now this is how I show anger. Beyonce gonna look at you because she been yelling at you all week. So she been yelling at you for 10 hours.
You don't know that. Because we look at the homecoming doc, she wasn't screaming and cussing.
That's what they showed you. That's what they showed you.
And
they
you don't
even,
but you haven't seen nothing about 50 Cent in his rehearsals and stuff. You going off of hearsay, which I've never heard that. So where you get your hearsay?
I mean, I do watch a lot of interviews pertaining to 50 Cent. I'm not gonna lie to you.
And they're all trolling.
Like they showed you, just like the Beyonce thing. That's just what they showed you.
That's true. They could be showing that, but I just feel like they have more of a reason to go at 50 Cent because
I feel like you be giving men a lot of leeway.
I'm not giving 50 Cent leeway. I'm not saying
nothing, but it seems a little problematic.
See, I don't even like where this is going. This feels like the start of a public campaign against myself. And I don't know about all of that. But what I do know is in this case, I'm not saying 50 Cent was right to throw it. I'm just saying I completely understand where he was coming from. I get his frustration why he threw that shit. Now, it was unfortunate homegirl got hit. My heart goes out to her. Hopefully she'll be in an episode of Power Force or something and we can make this all go away. It'll be great. But
it's not gonna go away till she get her coins. Period. There's no way he's not going to have to pay her for this. Either way you flip the coin, he's going to be shelling out some coins to this woman. Period. And then it'll be fine.
He keeps lawyers on retainer for just such an occasion. It'll be fine.
Sure, but there's video evidence of him doing it. There's evidence of the injury that she had. Like, it's all there. He's not going to get out of this.
I'm not saying he's getting out of it. I just feel like that's why you have lawyers on retainer for just such an occasion when shit like this does occur. That's exactly why you have them.
Sure, and his lawyer will speak to her lawyer on when and where she wants to receive the funds. Like, what? They'll work that out.
They'll be fine. I'm sure they'll settle. I don't think this will go to court. I just don't think it'll go.
I don't necessarily think it'll go to court either, but I think she's gonna receive a hefty paycheck. She's gonna, she's gonna redeem Tierra Marie. Shout out to Tierra. She's gonna get all 30,000 of the coins. Tierra's supposed to pay 50. Oh my goodness. But moving right along to my next story. God forgive me. I gotta ask for forgiveness for this one. So I named this one. I'm sorry. Tell me how I'm supposed to breathe with no air. All right. Shout out to Jordan Sparks and Chris Brown. So the reason why I titled that this is because I saw this story go viral. So I felt like we should just talk about it. And it puts a good perspective on life and how we shouldn't take things for granted, like I was talking about at the beginning of the show. So Paul Alexander, who is now 77, lives in Dallas, Texas. He had his body encased by an iron lung since he was struck down by polio as a 6-year-old back in 1952. So since he's been living in an iron lung. He's been living in an iron lung. So for the last 71 years, he's been living in an iron lung. So that's why I asked for forgiveness from God, because that title's probably kind of out of pocket. But anyway, so the tank respirator was considered a medical miracle at that time, as it allowed polio sufferers to breathe. The ventilator, which resembles it literally looks like he's laying in a coffin. It's like this cylindrical thing, and he's literally just laying down flat in it, and his head's out, but the rest of his body from his neck down is encased.
So he can't move his limbs, so he's a paraplegic?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. So it works by creating a vacuum to mechanically draw in oxygen to the lungs for patients whose central nervous system and respiratory functions were destroyed by polio. So in 2015, he actually faced a crisis because his machine began to malfunction, because this was the original machine he was put in all these years ago.
And let me guess,
So
nobody knew how to fix this shit.
exactly. So manufacturers stopped producing the iron lung back in the 60s. So receiving a new ventilator was like out of the question. But fortunate for him, a man by the name of Brady Richards, who runs the environmental testing laboratory, was able to refurbish the machine in a garage after the one that he originally lived in fell into like a very, very poor condition. So with that being said, all is well. Like, he was able to fix it up for him. He's still in it. Everything's running smoothly. And just to go show you that you shouldn't let anything in life hold you back, Paul actually was able to pursue his dreams of becoming a trial lawyer. He represented clients in court in a 3-piece suit in a modified wheelchair that held his paralyzed body upright.
But how can they even see the suit? He's in the lung.
I don't know if they were able to take him out of the suit for a little bit and put him on some kind of else ventilator. It didn't go into all those details. I don't know. But I'm just trying to give inspiration to the people who think that they can't do certain stuff.
Okay.
He's also been in planes. He's lived alone. He's fallen in love. He's prayed in church. He's visited the ocean. And he even went to a strip club.
Does he have a book? Like, how you know all this information?
So that's a perfect segue, Tristan. He did publish his own memoir titled 3 Minutes for a Dog, My Life in an Iron Lung. It's 155 pages, and it took him 5 years to complete, but he wrote each word with a pen attached to a stick in his mouth. So don't ever feel like you can't achieve your dreams or do something just because you may have like an ailment or you feel like you lack something. Like, go after whatever it is you want. I just want to give people some inspiration.
What's this gentleman's name?
Paul Alexander.
Shout out to Paul Alexander, bro. Shout out to you.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna do one more, which I actually just add. I had a different one I was gonna do, but I actually just saw this, and I just want to know what y'all would do in this situation. Like, how would you react in this situation? So literally just saw this. I titled this one "Fly Shit Only." Fly Shit. You remember that Future song?
You're not getting none of the songs today.
Y'all gotta step that music game up. This came out way back when Future like first dropped.
When Future, like, okay, that's Magic. Wild Out. Magic. Wild Out.
It was around that time.
I don't remember that one. But I remember Magic.
Magic
was great.
Well, the title is fitting because I don't know if y'all seen this story. It's going viral. But a Delta Airlines flight from Atlanta to Barcelona was forced to turn around Friday after a significant medical issue on the plane. Have y'all heard about this?
No.
Okay, so let me tell you what the medical issue was.
Oh, God.
So a member of the flight crew is heard over their like air traffic controller recording saying it's just a biohazard issue. And you may be asking yourself, what kind of biohazard issue would cause a plane to have to turn around?
But I'm going to wait.
Go ahead, explosive diarrhea? What the hell?
That's what I'm thinking. Something like that, right?
So she's then says over the recording, we've had a passenger who had diarrhea all the way through the airplane, up and down the aisle. So they want us to come back to Atlanta and they have to turn around. Ew. And I saw a video on Instagram where like it shows like it's all on the carpet, like just disgusting. So someone replied, and of course that went by the recording went viral on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it or whatever. So people were responding to that tweet saying, one person responded and said, both my wife and I were on the flight. It was a mess. The pilots made the right decision to turn around. The ground crew had to rip out the carpet and put new carpet in. Considering the circumstances. Considering the circumstances, the ground crew did a great job along with attendants and pilot. It was sick. I don't know what that person ate before or they, had. I don't know what. It doesn't like disclose what led to that person experiencing that. All they say is that they just
out of that bathroom.
Bro, but like as a passenger,
because I just can't. Let me go.
I don't even have a weak stomach, but I probably would like thrown up if I smelled and saw someone else's like feces all over in that tight space.
Okay, but there's a lot. There's a lot here.
You get your bag from at the top when
bro, like like, how do you even? Like, I would be climbing over seats to try to exit the plane because I'm not walking on that aisle. Like, there's no way. There's no way.
I mean, there is a way, and you're gonna have to do it. But
they better bust open an emergency exit. I'm going out the side or something because
lay
no way.
towels down.
Can't do that
because step on top of a towel or something. I don't know.
If they do that, then you won't. Then they can't use the plane anymore. But
if you open an emergency door, for real?
Oh no, not at all. Because if you blow a slide, yeah, you can't use that plane anymore. That plane's out of service until they repair the slide and the thing. That plane's out of service at least a week, not 2.
Oh, I didn't know that. Ugh.
Yeah, because then you got to check. There's a whole FAA thing that has to be written up whenever you blow a slide. Yeah, man, that's a big deal. Because I was trying to blow slides on the last day. We were when I was flight attendant. I was wanting us to, because I was just like, I've never blown a slide. I want to blow one, and they were like, nah, you can't blow the slide. I was like, are you sure? Because they go get ready this shit anyway. He's like, nah, you can't blow the slide.
Mm-hmm. So you don't want to go back to doing that after COVID and everything?
It's a lifestyle. I don't know that I'm ready to lead that lifestyle one more time. And plus,
that's true.
Look, I've been doing good. I've been keeping my eye on the prize. And I don't need such temptation in my life. I just don't.
Oh no, Tristan, that's acting a fool in the air.
I mean, it wasn't in the air while I was having the problems. It was when we get to the other places. But I don't want to know. I don't look. That was at a different time in my life. Times have changed. Times have changed.
You're right. Back to the diarrhea.
But this is my thing with this. Okay, there's a couple things here that are throwing me off. I want to ask a couple questions. One, was it a male or a female passenger? And the reason
they don't disclose information about the passenger at all.
The reason I ask is because you said it happened from all the way here to all the way to the bottom, right? So now, if it's a dude, right, you would think that he had on pants of some sort, right, that we're gonna kind of hold some of that in, right? So if it was a lady, did she have on like a tennis skirt or something like that? And so now it's just drip, drip, dropping, drip, drip, drop, 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 all the way to the back. You know what I'm saying? So now, and then it makes me think, Right. And then it's like, is it a heavier set passenger? Because why were they having so much trouble getting all the way to the back? So then now in my mind, I'm thinking of this heavy set person in this mini skirt over here just dropping shit. And it's just really fucking me up. It's really fucking me up. Because I had to think about it, now the viewers have to think about it. All right.
I'm sure they appreciate that.
There you go. But yeah, that's wild. I don't even know it. Like, because I know what I would do. I would just be like, well, hopefully get this shit fixed. Maybe get another plane. That's just all you can do. You just hold your breath, plug your nose, and you'll be okay.
No, you gotta go. Like that's one. Like Sean said, that's too long of a flight to have to try to endure. But like you said, you can't be
where
like
was it going from? It was going from Atlanta to where?
Barcelona.
Oh hell no! Yeah, no. They did the right thing. No, they did the right thing turning back. And
they were only 2 hours into the flight, so like no.
Oh, so then they had to sit on this shit for another 2 hours? God damn. Oh, God damn.
It was 336 customers on board. That was a full flight.
Oh, hell no. That's too... No.
You had to turn around. Yeah. But the flight did make it eventually the following day. I assume on a new plane. But yeah, I don't know what my reaction would be like, but I pray that never happens when I'm on a flight. Lord,
that's
Jesus,
why you gotta
please.
travel with a ski mask. So when that happens, you can put it on your face and be like,
I still travel with a mask. I still travel with a mask in the air.
Oh no, not for me. No, not for you. For the person who did that shitting, so they can put that on their face. I feel so bad because like now forever, like you'll burn into somebody's retinas. Like forever.
Yeah, I remember, like that is the person that made us have to turn around 2 hours into the flight because they shit all down the aisle. Like I would
That's what I'm saying. You could have Alzheimer's and you would still remember that face. Like that's not some shit you forget. Literally.
You're stupid.
So
that's just too much. But I just wanted to share the story with y'all. I'll send y'all the video if y'all want to see it.
No, don't need the video. Don't need that. Not at all. That's a snuff film. Let that be. Nope.
Fair enough.
Won't be posting a link for that, viewers. Sorry, you guys got to do that on your own. Got to find that one on your own.
It's on all the blogs, so Shade Room, Neighborhood Talk, all those blogs, Ball Alert. So anyway, that's all I got. I feel like that was a great note to end on. So I'll keep my ears to the street and report back next week.
Hey, it's your girl, Sean LaDon, and you're now listening to Culture 101 Podcast. You can find us everywhere you find your podcast. We're even on YouTube, so check us out, like, and subscribe.
Welcome back. So today we have a rather interesting show topic. So this is kind of one from the archives. We had wanted to do it before some seasons in the past, and we just didn't quite find the right way to do it. And now we figured out that this is the way. As the Mandalorian says, this is the way. And the way is talking about things that were gone a little too soon. So I know everybody has lived a little bit of life. For those who are older, for those who are younger, keep on living. But for those who have lived, there are things that have happened in the past that you remember that have kind of gone the way of the dodo. They've gone extinct, whether it be a bell-bottom pant on a gentleman, whether it be a huge afro, whether it be a Packard, seeing those everywhere on the street corner, or maybe just Blockbuster itself. There are things in the past that have gone, and today we're going to cover some of those millennial style of those items that have gone too soon. And I think we're going to start with entertainment, and we're going to pass it right on over to Texas. And Leslie's going to tell us some things that have gone too soon, entertainment-wise.
Yeah, so we broke this down into subcategories, and so I'll be covering TV, movies, and then a little music in there. So for me, when I thought about TV, like this is the first thing that's popped into my head because I've had conversations about this before, and for me that was Taina. Do y'all remember that show?
Oh my God.
Taina.
No, I can't wait to see my name lights. No one's gonna stop me. You'll see, I will fall.
Taina. That was my show. When I tell you, my sister and I watched that faithfully, like we were sitting around waiting for it to come on. We were in front of that TV, tuned in. Like
she was fine. It wasn't a great show, but she was fine though. It wasn't a great show. But she was great looking. I can't ever say that I ever looked at Taina and was like, nah. I was like, yeah, girl. Yeah.
It was a good show. It was a good, for us.
Yeah, I used to really like Taina. Definitely enjoyed that show.
Yes, it was such a great show. So for those who may not have been born yet or just been living under a rock.
Why would you say that aloud? The fuck
Think about it. The show came out in 2001. Like
I know. I'm aware.
Our listeners may be 20.
Thank you for.
I got it.
We're old. So Taina was an American teen sitcom that was created by Maria Perez Brown. It starred Christina Vidal, and it aired on Nickelodeon from January 14, 2001 until May 11, 2002. So it was originally taped at like the original Nickelodeon studios in Orlando, Florida. But the final season was filmed Nickelodeon on Sunset. So I think the switching of the studios has something to do with it being canceled. But there was a lot more that went into that as well. Just to give a brief overview, Taina Morales was a young Puerto Rican teenager who attended
Morales. They always come back to that name for some Latin folks.
That's their go-to. Yeah,
it's fine.
It's easy for them. She attended Manhattan High School of the Performing Arts with her best friend and arch nemesis. In every episode, it featured Taina daydreaming of like becoming a superstar, and she, performed a new song. Well, in July 2002, Nickelodeon quietly canceled it after 2 seasons, despite its high ratings. Then this is like how I based my pickings on this episode, was like something that was doing so well that should have continued, but it was cut, right?
I feel it.
So yeah,
it got sniped. It went out quiet.
Exactly. Yeah. So there were reports that the show was only appealing to a female demographic, as well as the show starting to get too expensive to produce. However, according to Christina herself, in a 2021 interview, so it was recent, the show was canceled due to behind-the-scenes business decisions and the network clashing with her management team, which included her mother. Christina additionally stated that she believes her then newly signed recording contract with MCA Records created a further dismay for the Nickelodeon executives. There was actually scripts for a 3rd season and a TV movie that they made. It was already written, but Nickelodeon scrapped that and then replaced the show with Romeo. If y'all remember the Romeo show, that's what replaced it.
That was super mid.
Romeo show.
It was cute for what it was,
Super mid.
Anyway. So, yeah, I just thought that was super unfortunate because, like I said, we loved it. I felt like Taina didn't get its just due. It was really just getting started when they decided to cancel it, which was a disappointment.
I feel that. Taina definitely had some merit. I can't ever say I watched it and was like really intrigued because that just wasn't my program. But I mean, again, she looked great. I can't say a bad thing about Taina. Can't say a bad thing about Taina Morales. We love you, girl.
We love you. We love you. So
Okay.
moving along to those same lines of like something doing really great and then being clipped before it could really like excel. For music, first thing that came to mind, actually, there was another one that came to mind. I thought of like TGT. Y'all remember
Tank,
Tank,
Genuine,
Genuine, and
and
Tyrese?
Tyrese.
That's not who I chose, but they did come to mind because like they are great together when they're great together, but too many egos and scheduling and late, it was just too much to where they couldn't get right. But I didn't do it
How
on
you
them.
supposed to make an album when one person working on Transformers, the other one is hosting a podcast show, and the other one on stage dancing crazy? Like, how you supposed to feel an album? I'm just saying.
Right, it's a lot going on with them. But anyway, that's not who I chose. Who I picked was Danity Kane. And I chose them because, as we all know, they were an American girl group which consisted of Aubrey O'Day, Dawn Richard, Shannon Bex, Juanita D. Woodjet, and Andrea Fimbres. As we all witnessed, who were live back in the day, they were formed on the third iteration of MTV's
Make Stop saying who was alive back in the day. Stop aging us right now. It's
exactly.
Not cool.
It's so unnecessary. You acting like we like are 45. No one here is 45 or 55 or 65 even.
I be feeling like it sometimes. So they were formed on the third iteration of MTV's Making the Band reality show.
Now, that's a show that was going too soon. I mean,
there
they had
go.
Seasons, but Lord, that show was
Facts.
I love me some Making the Band.
Facts. For those who don't know, it started with O-Town, and then it was the band, and then it was Danity Kane and Day 26. So Diddy knows how to make a group or like a solo act or whatever, but as far as like sustaining them and like giving them the things and maintaining them, that's where it kind of always goes left. So they signed to Bad Boy Records, as we all know. Their self-titled debut studio album was released in August 2006 and sold over 90,000 copies in the first day. It was produced by, they had some heavy hitters, produced by Timbaland, Scott Storch, Rodney Jerkins, Mario Winans, and Ryan Leslie.
Rodney Jerkins is Darkchild, right? Okay.
Exactly, Darkchild. Say my name. Okay. Anyway, so it debuted at number 1 on the U.S. Billboard 200 albums chart, and it received a platinum certification from the RIAA in November 2006. Their second studio album, Welcome to the Dollhouse, was released March 2008, where it debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 with the first week sales 236,000 copies. So their band became the first female group in Billboard history to debut their first 2 albums at the top of the charts. Okay. That says something.
Shout out Danity Kane. I don't feel like I knew that until just this moment. So
yeah,
I didn't know that either, and I love me some Danity Kane.
Exactly.
I mean, I like 2 or 3 songs they got, but I mean, keep going.
That's fine. Danity Kane got some hits.
They do.
Those 2 or 3 hits, you right? Them 2 or 3. You got it.
Don't do this. Okay, so despite their initial success, tension in the group led to a meeting with Diddy, where in October 2008, we all saw on the finale episode of Making the Band 4, he removed Aubrey and D Woods from the group, and the 3 remaining members of the group carried on with their previously scheduled promotional events, but they officially disbanded in early 2009. So all of the group members were ultimately released from their contracts with Bad Boy Records later that year. And a few of them tried to like continue on without like Aubrey and D Woods, but their third studio album was kind of disbanded. They disbanded after their third studio album, and they just never really got back together. There were talks of trying to like reconnect and put something else out, but it just never worked. So the girls just went their separate ways. I know some of them have done like reality TV. Some have like continue to put out music like Dawn. D Woods has gotten into acting. I know Aubrey, she's on reality TV, and then she got caught up with Trump's son with that whole scandal of him cheating on his wife. So she's got a lot going on. So, they just can't get right after that. So it's unfortunate because they were doing it, so it's just sad to see when you have such great success that, it doesn't continue on.
No, I feel that. Danity Kane, they got this one of the best songs I have ever, in terms of like, because I feel like with Danity Kane, they would deal with like heavy ass topics, but they would make it a bop. like Damaged. That's a heavy ass topic. That's a real
Yeah.
heavy ass topic, but that's a
What
bop.
they made
And
you?
that's exactly what I was using the whole time. I was my heart is damn
They
it.
made you boom cat to it.
Like,
Hello.
and you know what? That might have been the spur to get people to go to therapy. I've heard someone say that before. They'd be like, I was listening to Danny Kaye one day and realized I needed to go talk to somebody. I was like, well, goddamn, look at that.
Hey, some good came out of it, I guess. So yeah, shout out to Danity Kane. They had a great run. It would have been nice to see them continue, but the Diddy of it all. So
Diddy of it all. But okay, I know this is a whole other topic we may have to do for another day. But like,
okay.
do you ever look at how many artists have come under Diddy, and then what happens to those artists? Like, I'm just gonna name off 5 names, and y'all say what y'all gonna say. 112,
Mm-hmm.
Biggie,
Mm-hmm.
Lil Kim,
Mm-hmm.
fuck it, we'll go Sherry Dennis. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
And Young Jock. Where are all of them right now? That's all I'm gonna say. Move on.
Young Jock, I love hip hop. Okay, so moving right along.
After how long of but after how much inactivity? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you.
How much of a feat that is to be on Love and Hip Hop, but I digress.
That part.
You're right. All right. So for the movie, I actually struggle with this because I feel like a lot of movies have gotten like sequels or maybe series spin-offs. I've never seen it, so I did not include that one. But I think y'all might like and agree with the one that I chose. So the movie I chose that deserves a sequel, and I feel like it's fitting now because a lot of these movies from like the late 90s or early 2000s are just now like maybe getting like spin-off series that continue the story, or maybe like a sequel or a reboot or something. So I chose The Wood.
Okay. I enjoyed The Wood. I don't really know what else we're gonna
Hear me out.
I guess that's what I'm saying. Like, where do they go from there now?
So hear me out. My inspiration was The Best Man, the last chapters, and how they made that into a series and continued the story, right? Sure. I'm not saying it needs to be a series. It could probably just be a sequel.
And chapter 2?
Huh?
Is that coming out with a season 2?
No, it was the final chapter, so it's supposed to be the end. They could continue it to see what happens with Tay and Sanaa and all that drama, but I think they were just really going to end it at the final chapters and leave it at that. But what I envisioned for The Wood would be, you know how Slim was like adamant that he wasn't going to get married and stuff like that. Slim is getting married, and it flashes back to like their college experience when a girl broke Slim's heart. So that's why he was like not interested in marriage and just going to be like this playboy having a good time. Which led him to not wanting to get married most of his adult life, but until he meets the love of his life, and they can develop that story where there's, a chance meeting or she challenged him in some way and he fell in love with her. Who knows? It can also provide an update on Roland and Lisa. They've had a few kids. Maybe their oldest is like in high school now or something like that. It just shows like the ups and downs of their marriage, but they persevered and they're still together. And then we get an update on Mike and Alicia, who started dating after they reconnected at the wedding, and now they're married and expecting like their first, maybe second child or something like that. I feel like there's somewhere to go with the story.
Okay. I can see that being that story. Yeah, I see you, Leslie. With your
Tristan, don't shake your head no. You feel it.
I'm not telling you no. I'm just saying I accept it. I'm gonna need to see some pages. You send me, you get some pages together. I need to see some pages. I need to see some pages. I need to see some pages.
I'm giving you full creative control. This is your lane. Now, anybody listening,
what you're talking about right now sounds like a TV show. It sounds like you're trying to make this shit a TV show, which is fine. I just need to see some pages. That's all I need to say. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I've never taken a professional writing class. I don't know the format and stuff.
Most of them haven't either, and it shows. So there's that. But
that's gonna be straight to Tubi. Shout out to Tubi.
Shout out to them.
Yeah.
Well, I like your picks, ma'am. I like your picks.
Shout out to.
So let's run them down one more time. So for TV, we chose Taina. Correct. For music, we chose Danity Kane.
Correct.
And then for a movie, we chose The Wood.
Correct.
Okay. But I'm gonna say for TV, honorable mention to the show Next and DeSuze and Mero, because I just miss them.
I do miss them. I miss them a lot.
Was a funny ass show. Next, you're talking about on the bus, right?
Yes, of course.
Same show. Now, when them people would hop off the bus and immediately get a next,
get nexted. Immediately.
Oh my God.
Immediately.
That sends someone to depression.
Did y'all see the one where the big girl got off the bus and he was across the beach and it was like he was like in the Himalayas? He said,
He was
"Nah." It was
Y'all
the craziest shit.
disrespectful.
This one girl, this was fucking hilarious. She got off the bus,
Why?
she's a little cutie pie, and then she walks over there. He's like, "Ooh, next," and she's like, "I don't even know why." And then he said, "She looked just like my mother. It just wasn't happening." I said, "I get it.
Oh
I
no.
get it. I
mean,
get it,
yeah,
bro.
I get
it, bro."
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, can't blame him for that. Just can't. Like, we don't even have anything to talk about. I don't care how nice you are. It ain't happening.
Yeah, I agree with next was a good one, and Jesus and Meryl, I do miss their show because they were just their chemistry and comedic timing was like unmatched, and I just hate how everything just disbanded. It's really sad.
Yeah, you just got me thinking about it. As soon as you said Taina, I was just like, damn, I miss Jesus and Meryl. I miss them immediately. I don't know why immediately, because I guess I thought Black Latin. I was like, what's Black Latin? It just whatever. Here we are.
Yeah, infusion.
The Dominican of it all.
Right, exactly.
It's
I've been in New York too long. Anyway,
clearly,
let's throw it down to Marlon. Let's talk about Marlon. So, Sean, I believe you are Marvin.
Marlon is what it sounds. He says, Marlon.
Perhaps. But I believe the category that you have, ma'am, is phrases.
Yes, I have words and phrases. So I had to take us back to middle school with some of these. And this was absolutely a harder topic to do a harder category to do because we're all from different places. So I know a lot of y'all don't say some of the things I said. Like, I don't know. I feel like y'all said in my bag though. Did y'all say in my bag?
Oh yeah. We still say in your bag.
Yeah, but we would say that for everything. Like, you're always in your bag. You could be
Victoria Monet just said that.
But you could be
in my bag like a grandma with a peppermint.
Like, you could be in your clothing bag. You could be in your school bag. You could be like
your school bag.
Money bag.
Your school bag.
It was a whole thing. But that's not the first word that I chose was actually one. Just the word one. Y'all remember that? One. When people would be like picking up the phone and shit, no, you just one. And I think
David,
it was. And you would
used to say that
every time. It did not matter where we were. Dave was always gonna say one. I don't give a fuck what was going on, what time of day it was. One. He wasn't gonna let you leave without hearing him say one. Every time.
That was a huge New York thing. Like, it was universal, but I feel like New Yorkers
one of my favorites.
Crazy.
I swear, one of my cousins would like say that till the end of the day. Like, all right, bro, we heard you. We don't need you to want us to death.
One.
All right, bro. One. Well, you ignore it. He like one.
Let me ask you.
One. Like, all right, bro. Now we at 7. Chill out. Like, chill out.
Now we at 7.
But anyway, we used to hang up the phone back when I was in middle school, and we used to always hit them with the all right, one. That meant one love, one peace, one whatever you wanted. That one piece.
So that's what I was gonna ask, because people said it either meant one love or bye, but it's saying bye, you say one because like bye is one word. I was like,
what? Who said that? Who got too deep? Somebody was smoking weed, got too deep. That's all that was. No, it meant one love. Okay. It meant one love. If anything else, it meant one mic, like Nas. That was the reason I remember us start saying that, because of Nas. Because we would be like, all I need is one mic, one love.
Urban Dictionary says this came out in around 2003, and one can be used as saying goodbye or see you later, and it's short for one love.
Yeah,
I like one love. That makes sense. Yeah,
because that's when I started doing it. After Stillmatic came out, I remember that was when, because my older cousins would do it, and that's when I was like, all right, one. That's it. Yo, that was literally the only way to get off the phone with some of my hood cousins. Like, they're not getting off to say one. They're not going to love you or nothing, but they're going to say one. And make sure you hear them say one. One.
Not
that means you love them. They needed that, yeah.
One. I feel like one definitely was largely dominated by the East Coast, but I feel like that was most of the media I was consuming was coming from that way anyway. So it was just a natural transition, I feel.
True.
Yeah. True. That's a very good point. Now, but I think this one was more universal. Y'all remember when we used to end every sentence, and when something good happened, you hit them with the swag.
Whoop, swag.
I wasn't on the swag. Why you swag talking about like clothing or something? Like, oh, that's they got that
She used
swag.
it as a noun. She was boring. She used it just a
I
noun.
used that in the high school, early college. I was saying
Right.
swag all the
As
time.
soon as like the base god was getting together, that was when swag was on the
Yes.
rise.
Mm.
When Lil B was doing his thing, swag was on the
Mhm.
rise. And then there was so many ways you could like work it in there, right? Like you was about to be late for class. Whoop, swag in there, baby. You got a girl's number you've been trying to get.
Swag.
Swag. Like you got her number for the first time. Swag, baby. You know what it is. Swag.
You got 9 chicken nuggets instead of 8. Swag.
Hey.
Swag.
It's a good day.
You could use it.
That happened to me, and I said that in that very moment. That happened. I got 9 chicken nuggets instead
What
of 8.
happened in the punch out?
Thing.
Yeah.
Of course, it happened in the punch out.
No, that's exactly what happened. No, you're right. That's exactly what happened. Yeah.
In the punch out, just whoop, swag. As soon as you hear the whoop, everybody knows that you're about to say swag.
Say it.
Right then and there.
I remember I ran into a kid.
Well, if you did the dance with it too, like.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
You had to stir
I
the pot.
remember that.
You had to stir the pot.
Yeah.
I definitely remember I was talking to one of the dudes in the dorm, and he was just like he was like aggressively saying it. Like I don't mean like he was like swag. No, I mean like he would use the shit like a machine gun. Like I swear to God, he would use it wherever he could. And I asked him why he was doing this. He was like, "I'm trying to play it out. I feel like the more I say it, I'll play it out." I was like,
"That's not how that works."
And then the only thing I could say to him was swag.
Swag. I can't. That's hilarious.
Swag. Well, can you think we can bring that back?
No.
Honestly, I tried to all the time, and it never sticks.
It never sticks.
I've tried several times. Like I've been hosting stuff and was like swag, and no one jumped on.
Was it crickets?
Right.
No, it wasn't crickets, but no, like they all knew and understood what I meant, but it didn't get the reaction I wanted.
I feel like the swag train in general has like moved on from the station. I don't think we can bring it back.
Well, it's just because white people get a hold of shit, and you know what happens.
Yeah,
it was like bling bling. Once white people got a hold of bling bling, that was
or woke. You know how they turn that all the way around.
Hi, Felicia. Y'all remember when white people got a hold
of? Oh my God, that used to irritate me. Oh my God.
And then what kills me that white folk have never seen Friday.
No,
you've never seen the movie.
They don't even know
where just like
this is coming from. And then when it don't even make any sense. Somebody said,
right.
Like, bye, Felicia. What the fuck?
That doesn't go there.
That had nothing to do with this moment.
You need to actually you need to dismiss somebody. They need to be dismissed.
Mm-hmm.
You are not dismissing anybody. Do not use it. And they need to be dismissed for some bullshit. It can't be like for a reasonable thing. It can't be like, you need to go do your homework. Bye, Felicia. No,
you need to
go do your homework. You should go do that.
Yeah.
It needs to be something like, I want to borrow your car to drive to Alaska. Bye, Felicia. Fuck out of here.
That's a good one.
That was a good one.
White people, if you're listening, that's how you use it correctly. Learn something.
But
go watch the movie.
Use it again. Just don't try it. We're over it. It's a thing in the past. We're done with the Bye, Felicia.
Are we done with Fleek too? Is Fleek gone forever too?
Yeah, I think so.
Everything is no longer on Fleek. Nothing is on Fleek anymore.
As soon as E Hollywood gets it on there, you know it's over. It's
yeah. No. What about, are people still saying like lit? I feel like I still say lit.
They do, but I still can't say Liddy as a pair of titties anymore. No one gets it.
No
one gets it.
Liddy as a titty.
Taking it too
far. No one gets it.
My next one I had on my list was tight. Y'all remember?
That one I did use.
That's the number one slang phrase that just.
Tight.
But Sean, can I ask you this question? As you are the purveyor of tight at the moment, when do you think the phrase just dissipated? Because like, remember we were saying it like as much as we could. Like they even heard it on the Proud Family. You know what I'm saying? They used to say it on there. Like it was everywhere. And then like, when did it just dissipate?
On Proud Family.
You know what I'm saying? Like all 6th, 7th, 8th grade, and then it just was gone. Like by the time high school happened, I feel like I never said anything.
Sometime in high school.
Nothing was tight after 2010. Like
before that, way before that,
maybe 2008. I'm gonna say.
I think before
like
04. I think 04.
Nah.
I feel like around like 06 was when it's kind of dissipated.
Not. 04 is kind of early.
I just
Mm-hmm.
feel like that's what happened. It just dissipated. It was like a magician came. Somebody waved a wand. They were like, there will be no more tight. And
there
it was
will be
gone.
no more. But it was one of those phases that it was cool because it was so universal, but at the same time, you could absolutely be done saying it. Like
But it's like so many different ways you can use it. You could be like, that's tight to describe something, or say like, oh,
Right.
you tight? Like,
oh, you tight
you
right
tight,
now.
son?
You
Like,
tight
what's
right
going on? Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's so many
And I
different
think
ways to
using
use
it
it.
in that way is not universal. Saying that someone is tight
Sure.
is more like, I would say,
That's
East
more.
East Coast
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
That's more
Mm-hmm.
I think
East
the first time I heard the word brick, I thought he was selling drugs. I didn't know he told it was cold.
Right,
I didn't,
right.
I
I
didn't know
remember
what it was
that
from.
It's
first
a
time I
brick
heard that.
outside.
The
And you
only
like,
person I know that still
"The
uses
drug? I
tight.
do more."
The only person I know that still uses tight is my lady. Taylor will use tight. She will use
Oh,
tight. She
that's
likes it.
cute.
Like if we're doing something, she'll be tight. I'll be like, word, word.
That's so cute to
I'm too tight
respond
with
that
this.
way. That's cute.
Word.
You support it. I love that.
Word.
I love that.
Because I get it. I understand why you wanted to come back. Trust me, I really enjoyed that time. I mean, what's really funny about tight, this is what always gets me about tight. Everything was tight except our clothes. They were huge.
Facts.
Yes.
Hella baggy, hella big,
And no clothes are
oversized.
tight. So the only thing
Mm-hmm.
tight is your feelings and the way that you look. But
Right.
Bruh, I used to wear extra large t-shirt with like another color t-shirt underneath and like roll
exactly.
the sleeves.
And then would it match your laces?
Yes. Oh my God. To my little Fat Farm shoes and my Dadas or
fresh.
something.
We don't say fresh no more either.
Oh, we don't say fresh.
We don't say fresh.
Well, I mean, not in the way we used to say it.
Not as
Not
much
the
as
way.
we used to say it. Like, yo, bro,
That's
you
real.
looking fresh right now.
But
Nah,
fresh was still a hangover.
and it's like Sunday. I meant Sunday.
Yeah.
Easter Sunday. I'm like, oh, they look so nice and fresh.
But I feel like fresh is one of those hangover phrases because like in Will Smith's book, he was talking about it. He was like, fly was the 70s, like fresh was the 80s, dope was the 90s, and then tight was ours, and then, I think it was lit after the, or maybe swag and then lit. Right. It was just interesting. Did you think about that? Like those phrases that have kind of moved through the decades.
Forward.
Do y'all still say like bomb? Like dang, that's bomb.
I say bomb.
I still say bomb.
I still say bomb. I still say all that in a bag of chips if I can.
I do too, randomly. It'll be randomly. Yeah, I said that last week.
Now that
absolutely.
I don't think the youth would know what we were talking about if they said
yeah, they'd be like, what about a bag of chips?
Ask your mom about the doubles quickness and the triples.
Used to cost $0.25. Like they have no idea.
They have no idea. They have no idea.
No idea.
Ask y'all's parents about the double swiftness and the double quickness and the triple swiftness.
I have never heard the double quickness and the triple.
I don't know
that's
what's
a tongue twister.
Basically, whenever something needed to happen, like immediately with the utmost like urgency, they're like, man, she got him up out of there with the double quickness and the triple swiftness.
Oh, I never heard of that. I'm asking my mama. Y'all ever heard of Pat and Turner?
A what?
Sorry, what?
when you used to ask your parents to like if they could drive you somewhere and they'd be like, nah, you better call Pat and Turner. You be like, who? They're like, you better pat your feet and turn them corners. Pat and Turner.
My father said you should use your Chevrolet. He said you should use your Chevrolet. What's Chevrolet. That? You just chev and lay your feet to wherever you need to go. I was like, you know what?
That's just like some stuff back in the day. Our parents got them sayings.
And then what's really funny about that, talk about full circle. So my father, he was here in New York. We were going to my cousin's function. And so then he wanted to act like he can't walk nowhere. You talking about I can't use my Chevrolets. I asked him, I was like, bro, Dan, we can use the Chevrolets. He said, what? You can Chevrolet your feet to this corner store. He was not pleased. He was not pleased with me that day. But that's okay. That's okay.
That's put a you on you. That is so funny.
So you had your dad walking to New York 5 minutes too, huh?
Yeah, I did for sure.
Oh my child, I'll be sweating. I don't want to do all that. All right. That was a good list, Sean.
It was a good list.
Maybe bags. You know what? One of the phases I thought about was, remember we used to say point blank period, but now the girl is just
say that.
You still say that shit. What you mean?
People say
because they shortened the period.
Period. But before we used to say point blank period.
Yeah, I still say point blank period.
Yeah, you better get the fuck about my face. Point blank period. I don't play that.
You know what? I don't think I ever realized that they just shortened that to, period. Like I know period's a thing, but I don't think I like realized they took
Realize
that
the
from
two.
that. Yeah, the correlation.
I mean, my father would just say it, but like it was always in some very aggressive, because clearly I've done something ridiculous. And he was
Sure.
like, look, this is just what it is, period. I was like,
Oh,
oh, okay. All right, old man. All
he put
right.
that alto in his voice.
That's exactly what he did. That's exactly what he did. Yeah. Put it right in there. Put it right in there. No, and then it was about anything too. It's like, look, period. I was like, okay, all right. You got it. You got it,
That
old
is
man.
so funny.
All right, y'all. I guess it's my turn.
Yeah,
All
what's
right.
your list consist of?
So I felt like I wanted to make sure we caught the thing. So I really just called it trends, just things that, we enjoyed around these times that I thought were just gone too soon.
Okay.
So the first thing, I want to start with electronics.
Okay.
And for me, it was the Razor flip phone.
Had
I
one.
really did not get to enjoy that shit the way I wanted to, because like maybe like a year later the fucking Sidekick came out and just blew
Yeah,
that
I
shit
had a
away.
sidekick too.
Right, we didn't have T-Mobile. We didn't. It wasn't available. But that Razor phone, I love. Oh my god, it just felt so good in your hand. It worked in your pocket, like. And I know they have a little fold shit now. That's a smartphone, and that's
Not the
cute.
same.
It
Nobody
ain't.
wants
It ain't.
that.
It ain't. It will never be.
Nobody wants it.
That Razor flip phone was everything, and then the commercials were dope. It was so thin, the music, and then you turn it on, hello Moto, and it had the little music that would jam with it. Oh my god, just an exceptional period in time. I fucking loved it. And I know there's some people that's low tech. All you could do was play Snake. Shut the fuck up, okay? You weren't there. You don't remember, and it was a
You
good
had
time.
to be there. It was the time. And I used to go to town texting my little T9 texting on that little Razor phone. You can tell me
And
nothing.
remember when it finally became an MP3 player, and some of them would take a little memory card, and you could keep approximately 30 songs on there.
Yep.
Good time in life. Just a good
time.
time.
I used to love just slamming it closed. Like it was just something about that slamming it closed sound that just made you feel like you did something.
Your mom say you gotta come home. Okay, I'm on my way.
Oh my god! Did not feel good just to close that shit off. Or you're talking with your girl, you're like, look, whatever.
Close. Now you can't even hang up on people right these days because you got to press the button. And if you don't press it,
what's
it's
really
like,
funny about that? Would you say that? So they do these videos, right? Taylor's really into them, anything psychology based. But where they ask, children about things now, and like, they have questions. A lot of children have no idea what hang up means. They'll be like, hang up the phone. They'll be like, why would I do that? They don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
That's so mind-boggling to me.
Or I've seen the TikTok videos where they'd be like, how do you hold a phone? And you'll see people like our age and above go like this, but then you'll see Gen Z go like this, like they're holding an iPhone. It's so crazy. They don't know what this is.
I mean, when I say phone, I do this. Like, I grab it like I'm grabbing the phone.
Fair. But they'll be like this, like they're holding the iPhone to their ear instead of like this, or like you said, like this. Exactly.
You know what's crazy? At some point, it'll just be this. Boop, boop.
No, seriously, which is scary. It's actually quite terrifying. Yeah.
Oh man. Number 2, with clothes, I thought a lot about this, and I was like, we could pick Jabos, we could pick, Forces, but a lot of those things come back away. But I picked a style. So remember when we went to the club, right? What did we wear? Because the club owners at that time had made all these rules because of the generation before us. So
business casual,
right? The business casual club fit. Boy, I don't know if you remember.
Let me see.
I think we will post a couple pictures.
I know I got some.
Oh man, I used to rock a vest and a tie to the club.
In a hot ass club.
Absolutely, vest and tie with a fucking hoodie on, like a zip hoodie over top. Like I just knew I was clean. I knew I was in somebody's boy band. I was anything.
I don't know if you actually freshman year at Howard, the vest on, the
my god!
I had a skirt on, my freshly relaxed hair, girl, with the plastic jewelry to match.
Couldn't tell you nothing.
Girl, couldn't tell me nothing. Oh my gosh. What were we wearing, y'all?
I mean, it was a good time because the thing is that when you really break it down as to how we got to this point, it's just kind of funny. You look at the trajectory, right? So like in the 80s, they wore tighter clothes or whatever. In the 90s, things got bigger. In 2000, things got really big or whatever. And then finally, by the time we get old enough to go out, right? So now this is 2008, 2009 and stuff. The club owners had enough of us in gym shoes and stuff. So they're like, no, you niggas got to wear dress shoes and shit. So then like we would be out with
Oh my
like some
God.
fucking like some H&M jeans on
Mhm.
with some dress shoes, and then be belted, of course, and then have on the vest, the tie, and then the shirt, and then like a little hoodie, and
And
then with your
probably a little
shades.
hat. Mm-hmm.
Right,
Oh my
probably a hat. You absolutely right.
God.
That's the
Before they
reason
stopped
why
allowing
I'm doing
hats
business
in that
dress.
thing.
Oh my gosh. We used to look like anything.
I didn't know
I'm
that.
really trying to see if I can find some of these pictures. I
I
don't know
had
if I got
no
it.
idea. I thought like that was just on trend that
Like that
everybody.
was the norm.
Yeah, because
Like everybody had been wearing that to the club since before we got there.
Mm-hmm.
And we
Mm.
just knew that we were clean, and we knew that we were clean. The only thing that I
Yep.
remember doing that was like kind of ahead of its time was when I had the ball cap with like, you know, your actual suit. You know what I'm saying? So like any
Oh.
event where I needed a suit, I might have a ball cap to match my shit.
Oh.
Because
Weren't you fly?
that was just how it was. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. I found one. There we go.
Come on. You like you better go to like church or your graduation or something. Come on, Tris.
Crazy. Going to the club.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was a good time. Good times. All right, y'all. So for the last one, I was torn because I did well. So it was two things. Both of these things had their problems, but they were so very necessary because they were really the only way. So I kind of split it. One is going to Blockbuster,
Oh.
renting movies physically, but the
Oh
other one
my
is
God.
downloading. But the other one is downloading music.
Oh, I can speak to both of those. Like, let's just pick both.
Because they go hand in hand.
They do.
That's why I couldn't separate them.
They
because
do.
now media is at your fingertips. Kids don't even understand when you can't find something.
Right.
But back then,
LimeWire that we had to
LimeWire, Bear Share.
Go back before Kazaa.
Bear Share. That's the
Yeah. We used to put so many viruses on our computer. My parents used to be so mad. Like, it was unintentional, but me and my sister used to mix CDs every day.
All the time. Used to make them, sell them. My first entrepreneurial industry was making CDs.
Right. Oh my God.
Absolutely.
Being up on like the latest songs already.
And then you had to be good enough to find and know how to search for the songs. Because you couldn't just type in stuff. You had to get real specific with it. Oh, it was a good time. Good time in life.
And then, like you said, Blockbuster, that was like our Friday thing, like going to pick out a movie, getting the popcorn, ordering a pizza, and just sitting as a family watching whatever movie we picked out. Like, that was like good family time. Good quality.
Video games. There was no GameFly. There was no emulator. All that.
I was just gonna say my parents would pick out one and they would let my sister and I pick out another one, like a kid's one, and then like one they wanted to watch or whatever. Like, oh, it was such a good time.
And then remember you get there and there were just no more copies of it, and you're like, how can this be?
Yeah,
how can this be?
You had to try to get.
What would never happen nowadays?
Right? No, never. Couldn't.
Right.
There's a server. You just can't access the server. The server will be back up at some point. You'll be able to access it.
Look, or you ain't got Wi-Fi, so you can't watch no streaming.
Okay, there is that too. There is that too. But nah, man, just those two things. I remember one time in class, this is back in like maybe 7th grade or something, we were having a debate on the legality and really the morality of downloading music. You know, half of it is you're stealing from the artist, but the other half, because I was on the side of pro downloading music, and it was always that there's more benefits here than you realize. Like there's music that you'll never even know about because you don't want to try to download it. Like I would download music from like every era because my parents would download music too. So then like I had music from like every era, and like it was, you know, it was just a great and remarkable time, you know, and you could finally test stuff out because there wasn't no really testing a CD out. You know, when you go to Borders, there you go. Shout out to something that's not there anymore. But when you went there, right, if that CD wasn't one of like their featured CDs, you didn't know what it sounded like. You had no idea. There was no way to test it out.
Well, shoot, even that, going to Circuit City or like you said, Borders, or like a Best Buy, going to like pick out that new CD or whatever, like that's non-existent anymore. Where you have to truly love the artist to want to listen to want to purchase and listen to the whole CD. Like,
okay, so here's the question that I'm put together. So now, what was that CD that your parents wouldn't let you buy? Like, what was that movie they wouldn't let you rent or whatever it was? What was that thing they wouldn't let you do because you were too young? Like, what was it? I know for me personally, it was Ludacris. My mother was not trying to let me have anything with Ludacris in the house. I had to sneak and put it. I'm sorry, Mom, but I had to sneak and I had to get all of it together. And like I had all the Ludacris and stuff, but like on tape because I still had tapes. I would record it. I would borrow my friend's CD and then record a cassette and then listen to Ludacris that way. Like I had to go old school with it.
That's funny.
That is funny.
My mom had me when she was a kid though, so we kind of grew up together. So she
That's
didn't
real.
really tell me that I couldn't watch it. I watched the same shit she was watching.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So
real.
I don't really have that issue. I don't really have that.
That is
I know what I
crazy.
was thinking
Mm-hmm.
about. We should have included websites that we're going too soon because I got
Oh,
the
like what?
I thought about that, but like I didn't know one other than like Kazaa. Like, what were you thinking?
Oh, I was thinking MySpace.
Oh fuck,
Yeah. Black
MySpace.
Planet.
Les.
Yeah, I
Black
mean that
Planet
was
is when it all
cool.
started.
I never really got into Black Planet because maybe there just wasn't no black folks where I was, but like it just never really caught on. Like I had one, but it never caught on. MySpace was king. That was king.
I was an
Oh, MySpace.
HTML engineer. I should have
Yes.
stuck with it. My Black Planet had the little marquee going across. That's where I first heard Pretty Ricky Grind on Me, and that was my page's song on it. Like, my Black Planet was on point.
Not Pretty Ricky Grind on Me was your song.
Mm-hmm. I think my name was like 254 Cutie or something like that. So, T-Town's Cutest or something crazy like that. Like, oh my God.
I know for a fact that my name on MySpace was Tristan Listen because of DJ Khaled or whatever album he had dropped was Listen.
Oh,
And I was
God.
like, oh yeah, Tristan Listen. That was my
That
name
should be
on
an
MySpace.
Instagram name. You should
That
make
was
this your
it.
IG name, Tristan.
I mean, I'm sure somebody else has that shit now.
I'm
And
pretty
plus, too many people want Naked Face, so I don't even want to Twitch now at this point.
A lot of people want Naked Face.
People approach me all the time. Naked Face skincare. There was this band called Naked Face, all kind of stuff, and I
you
was just
say like for some dollars, okay?
yeah,
like,
I do. And then they'd be like, well, whatever, I'm keeping it. So
Mm.
keep it. I've been keeping it. So
Yeah,
that's all there is to it.
Okay.
Well, guys, that was a good time. I really enjoyed that. You know,
That
I really
was.
loved this walk down memory lane. It was soul nourishing, if you will. I'm here for it.
That was a good conversation.
Is there anything else that we missed? And you know what? Let me ask the viewers if we've missed anything, folks. You let us know, and we would do a quick spotlight on it and talk about it. I promise you that.
Yeah, I would say clothing. Shout out to the girls who used to wear the gauchos. Sean, you remember the gaucho pants? They were so comfortable.
Wide leg pants.
Yeah, they used to flow. I mean, they weren't the cutest fashion wise, but they were so comfy and just
I
so
just felt
easy.
like
They look short and stumpy. Like
Yeah.
every time I saw those pants, I just thought you came out of a bottle somewhere. Like somebody rub on a bottle and get you out. Like what happened? Like you just don't want to be in a bottle no more. I get that.
Oh my goodness. And then the jeans that had the different color denim patches on it. I had a pair of them, but I actually didn't like them. But you know what I'm talking about? They had like light and dark, and
They still do that. It's more costume stuff now. I've seen it in a fashion show not even 2 months ago. I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't let that die. But yeah.
No, what the thing that I don't see anymore is the stone wash jeans. Remember those stone wash the acid jeans?
I haven't make them.
Really, I haven't seen them.
They're not as popular, but like I wouldn't wear them. But yeah.
Okay.
Well, shout out to the belts with your name or animal, whatever.
Oh no, they still have that, but it's changed now.
Oh,
They do it on shirts and they have it on hats now, and they even have it on a fanny pack. I just saw recently that has that.
Is this on the website or
it's on the gram? I saved it to my file. I'll send it to you.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, but no, I saw that the other day. I was thinking about that. I was like, damn, what happened to those belts? It's just gotten better. It's just gotten better.
I would get that only if there's another Millennium Tour. That's the only way I could justify getting that.
I feel like any music festival is appropriate to wear a belt. That's LED belt. Any music festival. Like it could be the Jimmy Buffett tribute. You could wear that shit there.
Not the Jimmy Buffett tribute.
Rest in peace. You know, he just passed.
Yeah, rest in peace.
All right then, y'all. But we're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Les, 1/3 of the Culture 101 podcast. We want you to stay locked in for more content coming to you soon. Stay tuned.
All right, Sean, take it away.
So, all right. Right now for Do It for the Culture. Do it for the culture. We are going to talk about Coco Gauff, who is 19 years old and killing it in the U.S. Open. So I know you guys, let's give a round of applause first of all.
That's right. The U.S. is open.
Knock, knock, open wide.
That's right. Fuck that wall.
Let's that booty open and not tell it bring it.
Sometimes he just took it too far. Like it was right there, and he said,
Fuck that
Buster,
wall.
you
I'm
were
just
so.
saying, we didn't need that wall. We didn't need that wall.
But
Hey, okay, focus.
all right, my bad. Back to the story. So Coco Gauff defeated Laura Segmund in the first round of the U.S. Open last Monday, but only after challenging the umpire over her opponent's apparent rule violations. Old white lady was out here trying to cheat, and Coco was not hearing it. She went up to the umpire and told her she is never ready when I'm serving. She went over the clock 4 times, and you gave her a time violation once. How is that fair? I don't care what she's doing on her serve, but she has to be ready on my serve.
That part.
Like, let her know. What we not about to be doing is getting these unfair advantages. Black women already have to suffer too much on the tennis court to be silenced and not heard.
Yep, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I get that. I'm not saying that black folk don't face adversity. I'm just saying, I mean, that's just tennis in general. But I got you. Continue on, please. We're not diminishing her
Here you go,
accomplishments.
Sean. Here you go.
We love her. We love her.
You know,
We
I
love
had
her.
something to say, but I'm gonna be quiet, Tristan. I'm gonna
This
let
wasn't
it go.
a man or woman issue. This is just an issue.
Continue.
Mm-hmm.
So in a
Continue.
post-match interview, Gauff said that she's been quiet the whole match, but had to speak up because things got ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
He said in a quote, "I was really patient the whole match. She was going over time since the first set. I never said anything. I would look at the umpire. She didn't do anything. Then obviously the crowd started to notice that she was taking too long. So you would hear people in the crowd yelling, 'Time!' Like she said, even the people in the crowd knew that old girl was going overtime and not following the rules. So
yeah, I think that just speaks to us as like Black people, specifically Black women. Like, we hold a lot of stuff in. We let a lot of stuff slide. We give a lot of grace. But then sometimes, like, enough is enough. You know what I'm saying? You have to speak up. You have to advocate for yourself, regardless of what the consequences might be. If you know right is right and wrong is wrong. And I just love how Coco did that for herself. And she still dominated in that game, to where it's like, you tried to cheat, but I still beat your behind. So it's like, here we are now. Exactly.
And still won. But many people in social media and people in the crowd, they really resonated with Coco and what she was saying, because they were really happy that she was advocating for herself. Like you said, Leslie, it's time that people start to advocate for themselves even more, and we really take that for consideration. Like, don't just try to cheat these Black women. Like, I'm sorry. And even when you do, you try to cheat them and they still win each and every time.
We're superior. What can I say? But it's just so.
If I had something, I would have done the same thing. For it.
I didn't even plan that. I was just doing it. But it's just so funny how Laura tried to like cry her little white tears at the post game press conference, and she was just like, "They tried to call me a cheater, and I do this because I love the sport." Mind you, she's been pro almost as long as Coco has been alive. Coco was 2 when Laura went pro.
Yeah.
So she's been pro 17 years. You know the rules. You know exactly what you're supposed to do. So you was doing all that on purpose. You know what I'm saying? You got caught.
But I don't think we should be mad at her as much as we should be mad at the ref. It's not her job to police. That's what I'm saying. It's not her job to police herself. If she took too long because she's old, okay, she's old. I'm not worried about you taking too long.
We're not excusing it. We're not doing no ageism.
But what I'm saying, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. That's fine, because this is a game. This is a game we're playing. Sure. If it's a tactic and I can get away with it, I'm gonna do it, because I promise you, when Coco gets to be that age, she may do the same shit. I have no issue with her. The issue is with the fucking ref. You need to be over here doing your job, what they pay you for. That is the issue I have. And the tennis association, because now when you review that shit, now you make sure that they don't need to ref any more matches. That's the problem.
I agree.
Your opponent is your opponent. They're going to do whatever they can to beat you.
Sure.
And I don't blame them. I don't blame them. But that ref, that's unacceptable. Don't you fuck around. I don't know who paid you or what happened, but that's unacceptable. No.
I agree. That ref definitely gets all the smoke as well. But yeah, shout out to Coco, because she's in the what do we say, quarterfinal or something like that.
She's playing right now. Right as we're taping the show.
Mm-hmm. Well, good luck to her.
Good luck, Coco.
Girl, keep destroying them.
Mm-hmm. We rooting for you and everybody.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all we got for this week's Do It For the Culture. Do it
Before we go though, I do want to give a quick shout out to all the other U.S. Open contestants right now, and the U.S. World, of course, certainly, but all those competing in the U.S. Open. Shout out to TFO, shout out to Shelton, doing the thing Shelton moved on last night. But then also, I do want to give a quick shout out to the U.S. Men's World Basketball team right now, who just beat Italy, and now they're moving on to the next round. So shout out to them.
Take that, Noah Lyles.
Believe Mikal Bridges. Yeah, exactly. Fuck yeah, exactly, Noah Lyles. I mean, not to diminish his accomplishments, but take that, Noah Lyles. Exactly. And then I believe Mikal Bridges just had a huge game. So yeah, shout out to Mikal Bridges. Absolutely.
Shout out all the black folks. We love y'all.
Absolutely.
We love you.
But if there's nothing else, Sean, then yes, we can conclude.
Well, no, there's nothing else. You could take us on home.
Alrighty then. We're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be.
Oh, you got
right
sexy
back.
on us. Alrighty.
Okay. Brought out all the alto. It's vibrated through the screen.
Hey man. Hey.
Hey
y'all. It's your boy Tris.
It's your girl Liz.
And I'm Shauna Don.
And we are
Culture 101, formerly known as the Millennial Masterclass.
We're the same old millennials.
And now we're pushing the culture forward. All right, guys. Well, that has been another edition of Culture 101. I hope you had a good time hanging out with us and getting on the nostalgia train ride with us once again. Shout out to all the competitors right now in the U.S. Open and, of course, in basketball as well. And you know what? I want to send a special shout out to that unfortunate person that had that horrible accident on the plane. I hope you get your insides together, whatever it was. Don't eat no more cheese and milk and whatever you ate that day in hot
like
sauce.
Chili.
Whatever it was, I don't need you to eat that ever again, because that's a problem, especially going to Barcelona, that long ass plane ride. That was crazy.
Right. You knew better.
Or whoever poisoned her, fuck you. That was terrible.
Yeah.
Whatever
terrible.
it was. But beside that, y'all, please remember to like, subscribe. We want to hear from your beautiful faces, voices. If you have any pictures you want to send us here for the show from any time back when you remember when, we would love to have it. Anything we might have missed, we would love to hear about it. Again. What?
And I was just going to say, if y'all have any questions that y'all want to send in, we do take questions that we can read out loud on the show. Email them to contact@culture101podcast.com.
And if you want somebody's number, we can't read that on the show, but hit us in the DM privately. It could go down. It could go down.
Be given away.
You don't know why they want it. That's not important. What is important now is you trying to turn fans away. See, we're not doing that. But what we are going to do is we're going to sign off.
Business email.
We're going to sign off, y'all. So until the next time, I've been Tris.
It's your girl Liz, who's not giving a number out.
Of course.
And it's Shauna Don, who's also not giving her number out.
Y'all just don't want people to reach us, and that's okay. All right? All right. And even though these rules may change, the vibe remains the same. We out, y'all.
Bye.
We out.
Bye.